Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting edition of the 8-Bit Show, where we have 8 bits to show.
All the bits.
No more, no less.
Nope, specifically 8. We don't have all of them.
Yeah.
Nope, all bits. There's
All
only
8 of them.
Everybody knows there's only
It's the
8.
best. It's the best 8 of them.
There's
hope
only
it
8.
is.
Of course it's the best.
Well, I mean, there could be more. You know?
No.
No?
Uh-uh.
There's no 16? No 32?
Not
It's like saying
here.
there's like a 4th dimension. That's ridiculous.
There's no such thing as 2.
All I know
Don't be
is
dumb, Frankie.
1 is the loneliest number. That I learned from something.
So they say.
It's usually not so bad.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
fine with it most of the time. Like occasionally, it's nice to say hi to someone, but that's that's it. Say hi, go on. Leave me alone.
Please go away now.
I did my socialization.
Mm-hmm.
See you next year.
Yeah. So how's everyone doing?
Pretty
Doing
good.
pretty well.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Playing all the games. September's a full month for
There's some
gaming.
good
Eating-
games. Yeah, there's some good games.
Eating lately on games. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been great.
Christian, you're playing some Starfield right now, which I'll switch over to you in a second, but did you do any more improvements to our building?
No.
Okay.
No off-stream work.
Okay.
Oh, so you think you're allowed to play Starfield, but you can't. But you're not doing improvements to the building.
I just got it started. We're doing character creation. Goddamn. You
That's
missed
like the first. That's like the first 20
I've been able
hours.
to play for a few days now. Bah. I just got to be able to play.
Well, it's pretty fun.
Like literally
It is.
less than an hour ago.
Yeah. So I mean, do we want to just jump into Starfield? I mean, Ashley, did you pick it up or no?
We've been through this, Frankie. I have not.
Okay. You
I
should
am
pick it up.
poor. I can't.
I
have
am.
Game Pass?
I am
Mhm.
weak.
I don't.
And
Oh,
I picked it up. I got the deluxe so I could play it early.
Yeah. Same
It's
here.
pretty fun. It's for better or worse, it's a Bethesda game. Actually, I guess
Right.
for better and worse, because it has all
Yeah.
of the things in it that I like in my Bethesda RPGs and my Fallouts and my Skyrims. It has all of those things in it, and they're well done in it. I'm enjoying the game. Fun.
Yeah.
I finally got I see why people were talking about like the first 20 hours of the game kind of drag. It's just so like there's not really like any flavor to it. It's just they play it very straight. It's not anything crazy going on. It's just like normal like hard sci-fi. But now I've made it over to the area that's all like Western themed, so everything feels really Firefly, and I'm all about it.
Oh, that's cool. That's good.
I
Nice.
became like a space marshal.
Ooh. How
I'm
many?
just a deputy now. I don't want to like oversell my title. Deputy marshal, space deputy marshal.
How many hours in are you?
About 20 hours in. I have not touched at all the base building. There's a lot I haven't really touched at all.
Mhm.
But just been playing I just got one more thing done for what I assume is like the main storyline where you got to find some artifacts. Just found one more of those. So next time I get on the game, I probably will dick around with the base building.
Yeah.
See how that is. I imagine if it's like Fallout, it'll just be me having to run around and farm resources everywhere.
Right. Yeah, no, I haven't touched any of that. I'm still fairly early in, so
I'm insanely early in. I'm on character creation.
yeah, we're looking at your screen now, so
Yeah, and I'm trying to recreate Kurt Russell from Escape from LA. Or New York.
You could also go with Kurt Russell from Big Trouble in Little China.
It's like literally, yeah, he literally looks the same. Yeah, I have a bunch of pictures here of Kurt Russell in front of me as well.
Oh well, that's good. That'll help.
I say off the start here, I'm doing pretty decent.
I think so.
He's starting to come along pretty Kurt Russell-y.
Yeah, for sure.
But I haven't played too much yet. Clearly.
Clearly. Yeah, I mean, for as vanilla as it does feel at the beginning, I actually really enjoy the characters. I mean, honestly, my big hope was that the story was going to be what really drew me in. And so far that's been the case. Like, I really like the characters. The story seems interesting. It's just, I mean, there are definitely bad things about it. Like, I'm not like super fond of the space travel. It's not bad.
It's I feel it's a little flat.
Yeah. It just feels almost non-existent, honestly.
Especially compared to like No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah, but
How does it feel flat?
like,
the space travel. There's just not really much to it.
Yeah, you pretty much just go into your map,
point and click.
Yeah, you tell it where you want to go. When it comes to like a system that you're visiting, and then when you get to the system, a little thing happens and you tell it which planet you want to go to, where on the planet you want to land. So space travel is mostly in menu. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer that it's pretty much.
So would I be able to like go into orbit and then like drop into the planet? But I mean, it kind of probably works better this way, where there's just kind of locations you can go to on the planet. Yeah,
the thing is that it again, for as flat as it feels, it doesn't feel bad.
No, I think it works really well.
Yeah,
it does exactly what it needs to do,
and I think that's a good thing to have, especially because I don't think it really compares to No Man's Sky in any way, shape, or form, honestly. And I know that was a lot of people's worries.
They both have base building.
Yeah. They're both open world sci-fi games, so I don't think there's too much of a comparison after that. Which again I think is good. So how are you like the character builder so far, Christian?
It's going good. I think we're coming along. I mean, like any other game, I either do it really quick just to get it over with and kind of choose a preset and maybe mess with the hair or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But since we're trying for something specific, I'm spending a bit more time than normal. There seems to be quite a bit of options going on here.
There are. I mean, it's all in the face, which I think is the most important part. So,
well, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like a first person view.
Yeah, I mean, you can't switch to third person. I think it's over the shoulder. It's not like directly behind.
It does like the same thing.
There's a couple different distances you can set it for the third person camera.
That's good. I like there to be option. I don't like playing a lot of open world games as third person, honestly. Maybe if it comes down to combat, but I usually like first person view. Get that immersion, you know. But yeah. I don't know what else to say about it at this point. I mean, the first big town, it felt super lively. It looks like there's a lot to do, which I kind of skipped over because I was kind of trying to stay on track until I learned how to do most of everything, or at least get into everything. Which I feel like I'm pretty much there now. So I'm probably gonna start actually taking a look at the wider world and non-main missions now.
Yeah, when I made it to Mars, I started doing that and had a lot of fun
Yeah.
missions.
Yeah, that's
Glad I did
exactly
it.
where I am. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Mars has some pretty cool missions. To help the miners get some better equipment, and that turned into a whole thing. If some Australian guy asks you to help him get better equipment, just be warned, it turns into like a whole thing.
yeah. Noted. As these things happen. Yeah. Anything else that anybody want to add about the game?
Um,
I think it's fun. I like it.
I've heard like a fair number of like fairly reasonable complaints. Also some like over exaggerations. I saw a review that said it was polished to a mirror sheen.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Polished
And I know,
on
like-
that Sheen.
Yeah, I don't know if I like look.
Look,
It looks fine. It looks good.
you're gonna
but,
sit us down.
Even off of the gameplay that I've witnessed from like just watching Twitch and stuff, is definitely not a polished game and definitely has a lot of the same bugs.
Oh yeah, it's got
Plague.
all of the normal Bethesda bugs.
Yeah, I ran into what did I do? I jumped off of something and my companion just got stuck outside. So when I got into the next like dialogue, she was talking from God knows where. That was fun. That being said though, I mean it doesn't feel as buggy to me. I haven't ran into as many as I normally do with Bethesda games, but we'll see. It's still early for me, so there's plenty of time.
Oh yeah, you'll get your bugs.
Oh yeah.
You'll find them. I had I mean it wasn't much of a bug, but I was fighting a couple enemies in just some random location, and I see what Bethesda's trying to do with their enemy AI. It's still Garbo, but they actually they'll fall back and get behind cover. But what had happened with these guys was they fell back too far. It just clipped out of the map. I was inside, and then I ran into them outside because that's where they had clipped to.
Oh, that's good.
So normal Bethesda shenanigans. Nothing new to see there.
I did notice that they did do something that reminded me of it's something that you don't really see in actual in games a whole lot. But I remember it was a big thing about Descent when it came out, that enemies if they see you and they're all alone, they'll run off and try to go find other of their friends to attack you with. And I don't know if that's exactly what was going on, but the way that the some of the baddies ran away from me felt like that's what they were doing. So
trying to get back up. Yeah, they definitely enemies definitely fall back in this game.
Yeah.
Well, unless they're melee attacking you.
Yeah, that's true. They're just come get off me, bro. What are you doing?
So I got a little impatient while everyone was being able to play Starfield, and I wasn't. So I played Skyrim some this week, and I decided that usually when I play Skyrim, it comes with a whole list of mods that I'll download. But this time I went straight vanilla with it, and I haven't done anything to like over level myself or anything. Just kind of been playing it like you would when you first got the game. And man, it runs a lot better without all the mods. I'm going to say that. Not great,
But better. That's good to know.
But yeah, I think Bethesda might need to work on, and I noticed it in just like the gameplay I've seen of Starfield. They may need to work on like their enemy AI a tiny bit.
Yeah.
But it's been kind of plaguing them for a while. Usually, it's not too bad. But either like in Skyrim's case, some of the enemies will just not respond properly. Or spam like the same move that isn't doing anything for them.
Oh yeah, no, that's for sure. They've definitely upped their AI on the enemies for sure. Because I mean, cheesing.
This feels like the natural progression of Bethesda games, though. I'll put that out there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This is the next evolution of what Bethesda is.
But yeah, it's always felt like Bethesda games have always been fairly easy to cheese.
Easy cheesy.
I've always enjoyed it. If it's not your thing, that's cool, but I've definitely always.
Oh yeah, no, I loved it because it'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like I'd go and fight something that I probably shouldn't, and as long as I could find an easy cheese, then I'd be just fine.
We got to figure out the perfect Kurt Russell nose.
Perfect nose.
We got to get the Kurt Russell nose.
Well, okay, so moving on from Starfield, who wants to do their weeks? Ashley, you want to start first? You weren't here last week, so.
I wasn't here last week. I had to make sure I unmuted myself. I went back to Tears of the Kingdom, and I only have, I think, one dungeon before like the end wraps up, and I kind of am really frustrated with this dungeon. Like, it's not hard; it's mostly puzzle based, and I'm just annoyed with myself for how long some of them are taking, for how easy they really are.
We've all been there.
So yeah, I can do that. I still haven't got the Master Sword because I can't find the goddamn dragon.
Oh.
But I mean, that I could work around and do the mission for the Deku Tree and get it that way. I just don't want to.
You're not gonna cave in and look anything up?
I mean, I know it flies around and you just have to find it.
Yeah, I have to catch it at the right time.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at with that. I haven't really been playing too much else other than like played up with you and Ryan.
The huge.
Typical.
I guess that's really it. I mean, we're watching more One Piece, but that's not like we're ever gonna get caught up with that show. So that's just ongoing forever.
Is that the?
So good.
Have you checked out the like live action one?
I haven't.
Even for people who don't typically like that stuff, I've heard that it's not bad.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of mixed stuff. Like that Netflix did surprisingly decent with it. I'm sure I'll check it out at some point because why not? I'm not like super invested in the anime or anything.
I think minus the eye patch, I might have crushed this pretty good. Maybe mess with his cheeks a little bit.
Well, it sounds weird when you say it like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Gotta
I
give
can't
them a
find the
good
butt
pinch.
cheek slider. Where's the butt cheek slider, Frankie?
At the bottom. Duh.
Cool.
You need the
Sorry.
dead or alive physics on that.
Right. Shoot, I forgot what I was gonna ask you. Oh, I know you watch a lot of the Star Wars stuff. Have you started up Ahsoka yet?
You know I have. I know you're just trying to lead into that, but yes.
Illusion
Ahsoka, there's
gone.
what, 3 episodes out so
Yeah.
far? I guess 4 comes out tomorrow. It's pretty decent so far.
How's that? I heard they introduced one of my favorite Star Wars characters. Not Kylo Ren.
I was like, that already happened, but yes.
From the Rogue, or not Rogue. What is it? Fucking Sabine Wren.
Oh yeah, from Rebels.
Yeah, Rebels. There you go.
Yeah, so there's Sabine, Hera, and Chopper, and they mentioned Ezra.
Well, Ezra's missing. We know that's from Rebels.
Yeah. So that's why he's just mentioned and not really in it at all.
Mhm.
Yeah, so far I think it's pretty decent. I think it's kind of too soon to judge it too harshly.
Yeah.
See where it goes.
How many
3
episodes
in.
are there supposed to be? Is it another 7 or 8 episode run, or?
Probably. Because Disney doesn't do like super long seasons.
Yeah, which I'm thankful for, honestly. I think a lot of shows suffer for having too long of seasons, honestly.
Tell your story.
What
get
do
out of
you-
there.
What do you define as too long of a season?
Well, like for, I don't remember how long the seasons were, but for Daredevil and Jessica Jones, like I really liked the shows, but they felt like they were just way too long of seasons. Like,
How many episodes were there seasons?
I'll have to look it up. I think they were like 12. They weren't like the 20 episode long ones that you used to get, but let me see. Jessica Jones season 1.
I think 12 isn't too bad, but it also depends on the writing.
Yeah.
Like,
it
if
really
it's
depends.
a lot of filler, like, okay, yeah, just cut it down to what is actually necessary.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. If you need 13 episodes to tell a story, then that's all good and well. But when you're throwing in like I just remember towards the end, later on in the season, but not quite in the middle, it just felt like there was like nothing really happening. Like it just kept feeling like 2 or 3 episodes where it was just like this tease of like what's yet to come, and it was just like, all right, just get on with the story, like we get it. So I'm glad that seasons are shorter, just in the fact that if you feel like you can do it in 7 or 8 episodes, then that's all good. Like you don't.
It's kind of like in the same vein that I like my horror movies and most movies to be like a tight 90 minutes.
Mhm.
There's no time for like filler and stuff, and you got to get to the point and get stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which I actually recently saw Talk to Me, and I think that was like an hour and a half. And I was like, oh, it's perfect length. It told its story, it didn't drag anything out, and it wrapped it up, and it's done.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are like some of my favorite ones.
So yeah, who's next?
I guess I'll go.
Do it.
I play Skyrim, like I said.
How far did you get?
I've done most of Whiterun stuff, and I took the carriage up to Winterhold and the college because I'm leaning more magic,
Hmm.
uh, like a mage knight, because I'm wearing heavy armor.
Yeah.
So I'm going like heavy armor and lots of magic and destruction magic. So
Hmm.
I went up to the college so I could start doing that quest. It's been all right. I'm glad I'm not playing it on like hard and stuff. I think magic runs and stuff with hard, or when you get into the harder difficulties, the game does kind of just become the same, where you're pumping up that stealth,
Right.
so you can just do massive stealth damage, and hopefully take things out before it ever gets to you, and play the little stupid like hide seek game,
Hmm.
which I didn't want to. I didn't want to do this time, so I'm going like all out magic. And so I'm glad I'm not playing on harder difficulties because it just becomes too much, and they do like too much damage to you, especially to start the game.
Yeah.
Like maybe later on, once things aren't really a problem, I'll pump it up in difficulty. But I used to just like for a while there, I was just setting it at like its hardest difficulty and playing the game that way.
Yeah.
But with all of the mods, I guess that makes sense.
Right.
I beat 2 games this week. I beat Moonlighter, a little indie RPG, or not RPG, a little like roguelike game, dungeon
Mhm.
crawling game.
Hmm.
You go in and you go to like these little dungeons and you collect all the like the stuff that people drop, and you take it back to your shop and you sell it during the day. So you can earn money to get better equipment to go further into the dungeon. It had a pretty cool little like story of like these dungeons are there because of dimension hopping space pirates, dimensional pirates.
How many?
Is that the one where you also have to deal with like people trying to steal from your shop also?
Yeah, occasionally someone will come in and you gotta like roll in there, and then occasionally you'll have a bird fly in your shop. That's fun.
Just wreaking havoc.
Yeah, it just scares all the customers and you gotta chase it out.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fairly old. I think it came out in 2020. And I played it for the Xbox Game Pass, and I ended up getting it in like one of the bundles I picked up for Steam, and started playing it on there. And it was pretty fun. Pretty good game. It didn't take too long. Maybe like 20 hours in total.
That's not bad.
Then I beat Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, the Jet Set Radio spiritual successor game.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed the story and found myself kind of rushing through some of the like the content of the stages just so I could continue on with the story. Yeah, it was really fun. Like body switching like madness. Yeah, at the beginning of the game, your main character gets his head cut off and replaced with a robot, and you find out it's not a robot's head, but it's somebody else's head. And you keep having these like weird dreams and mental attacks where you go inside your head and you keep seeing this guy. And it turns out later on that those two were like buddies, and the other one like betrayed the like main character you were betrayed this other guy. And then you find out like the head was that guy's head, and it becomes a whole like crazy body swap thing. It's pretty fun. It was a pretty fun little story.
It sounds a little convoluted.
So like the whole point of the game is you start out as you're part of the bomb rush crew in this city, and the city's kind of run by like they're called riders, which are these people like you who run around on skateboards, bicycles, and rollerblades and tag up the place.
Hmm.
And every place has their own like territory. Every gang has their own little territory. But what your goal is with Bomb Rush is to like take over and become all city, be the all city riders. So you got to challenge all the other gangs,
Hmm.
like write-offs. Yeah, like, beat them in high score competitions and races and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when you do it, all of it's judged by, they're called the old schoolers. There's a bunch of
Of
old guys
course.
old writers. They're banging boom boxes and stuff. They're cool as shit.
Yes.
And as you go along, you face off like against the final gang, and you become all city. But the main antagonist, he wants to become all city king by basically just eliminating everybody else. There's no competition when you've killed them all.
Right.
And he happens to be like the son of the police chief, and so he was never going to get accepted into the life of a writer and all this shit. It was funny. It was fucking pretty good little story. Recommend the game. It's maybe, I beat it in like 15 hours. Although I've still been playing it. I played some today, trying to get like all the tag spots, and
Yeah.
there's like a lot of collectible stuff to get new character. Like you can unlock like other characters and costumes for those characters, and new bikes, boards, and blades.
Yeah. That's cool.
Pretty fun little exploration too.
I'm gonna be honest. When you said the point of the game, I thought you were gonna say it's to find free parking.
It's fine. No clam digger.
No clam digger.
This is a hard game.
But yeah, that actually sounds really fun. I need to pick it up. Like
It's a good game.
did you play, what was that other game? Hi-Fi Rush?
Hi-Fi, yeah,
That sounds
Hi-Fi
good.
Rush.
Yeah.
I've played a bit of it. I haven't like beaten it or anything. That one's super fun, but that's rhythm based, and it's
Yeah.
super, like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and
different
even if you're
aesthetic
not good-
altogether, but
Even if you're not good at the rhythm things, it's not too bad, because I'm not
no,
really
it's actually
great at
really
rhythm.
forgiving with it. Like
Yeah, I'm not really great at rhythm games, so thankfully it is not too hard, even if
Yeah.
you're not great at that. I also started playing Borderlands 3 again,
Mm-hmm.
just because Borderlands is fun.
Mhm.
Fun shooter game. I finally reached like the level cap with my first character, which I guess has taken me a long time considering.
What's the level cap?
72.
Okay.
I am on like Mayhem 4, so I'm like further along than just being at level cap, and I've beaten the game multiple times, and most of the DLC I've beaten. So it's not a game like I haven't played enough of.
Mm-hmm.
It took a while to get to level cap though, and I was surprised.
So, which is your favorite of the Borderlands?
I would say story-wise, 2 has to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
Gameplay-wise, though, I think 3 did a lot to improve the gameplay itself.
Mm-hmm. Oh God.
The like verticality and stuff that they added to 3 is just so good. But yeah, that's what I would say. I thought the Tiny Tina's Wonderland was fun too.
Oh yeah, no, that was great.
Definitely just an offshoot one, and maybe only worth picking up on like a discount, but still super fun. I saw that they're releasing like a big old bundle that will have like 6 games.
Oh really?
And like the core 3, Tiny Tina's, the pre-sequel, and I think the Tales of Borderlands was the other one.
Interesting.
I don't remember how much they said it was going to be, but it looked like it was fairly cheap.
That'll be good for people to pick up for sure.
Yeah, if I didn't already own like all of those titles,
Right.
fine. I don't have Tales of Borderlands, I guess, but
Yeah, but just for one game for a bundle.
Yeah. Not worth buying the whole thing just for that one game.
Yeah.
yeah, really not. I also started playing Bolt Gun, Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a retro shooter with more of a high pace Doom, like 2016 feel, but all pixelated graphics that look really nice. Super fun, super sharp gameplay. Big old chunky guns.
Chunky guns.
Everything in Warhammer is clunky.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's good that this feels clunky. That's about it for what I've been playing. We saw the new Futurama episode. It was good. Yeah.
Still worthwhile watching, or do you feel like the quality is lower than previous seasons, or?
No, I think it's up there with all the rest of it. I think overall, I see why some people say that Simpsons is like better, because a lot of the prime writing of the Simpsons is in fact better.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in an overall sense, I think Futurama takes it for my favorite.
It's more solid through and through.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
and
I mean,
think this
not
one,
even seeing the latest season.
this latest one was pandemic based. We finally figured out when we're gonna beat COVID. A little over 1,000 years. Don't worry, we got this.
We're almost there.
Almost there.
But it was pretty funny. A whole new virus breaks out and stuff. It was a pretty good episode. Pretty silly.
Good.
That's about it for me.
Andrew,
Yes.
do you
I've
want to
been
chime
playing
in?
some games? Yeah. I started a new game of Satisfactory.
Mm-hmm.
I saw somebody playing it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a great game."
I've never actually played it, but I've seen people play it, and it looks really fun.
Okay, what's the opinion here? What do you guys think of the Kurt Russell? Sorry to interrupt, but I think I nailed it, or as much as I can nail it for Bethesda.
Give me a second. I'm in a not safe place.
Yeah. Getting shot at a whole lot.
Oh yeah. I like it. I mean, it's not like 100% perfect, but it's a really good adaptation.
I give him an eye patch. It
Right.
looked better with the eye patch.
Yeah.
Make his nose
Let's
a
see.
little flatter.
Trying to pull up some images here from.
I'm
Some
sorry.
reference material.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Andrew. You can. I cut you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Playing Satisfactory, and playing Starfield. Playing a lot of Starfield.
For the Satisfactory, how much time have you put into that game?
I think I'm up to like 60 hours. Not like a lot of time, or maybe a lot of time. I don't know how much is a lot of time for playing games.
Right.
It's not really like it's a game you could spend thousands of hours on, really.
I
Yeah.
guess that's true. Yeah. Pretty good though. Normal automation stuff. Build stuff to build stuff for you. You build more stuff. And conveyor belts.
All the conveyor belts. Why do conveyor belts make
familiar.
games so fun?
Because you can pretend you're like in Team Rocket at their base.
That's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, didn't beat any games.
Yeah, no. Christian's got a one up on us.
I didn't know there was like a game beating race on.
Right?
Oh,
We're
I will
losing.
lose. I don't remember the last time I beat a game.
Yeah, I beat them all the time. 2 in a week. And then before that,
Never.
Borderlands 3, probably. Tiny Tina's came out after that. I guess I beat that game.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anything else you've been playing there, Andrew?
I'm just kind of switching between like Satisfactory and Starfield right now.
Mm-hmm. Any good books or movies?
Well, I finished, or I've just about finished. I need to finish the last season of Miracle Workers. That's a good show. The fourth season just wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Radcliffe is a delight in it. I don't even most of the time think about him being Harry Potter.
Nice.
Yeah, I've watched some like bad movies on Amazon. I haven't really watched some good movies.
Oh,
I don't
what sort of
remember
bad
most of them.
movies?
Oh, just whatever they have in like the thriller section.
Yes. Good.
I watched some movie where it was just a bunch of people telling each other stories about people telling each other stories.
What?
It was surreal. It had the guy. It had that kid from Breaking Bad.
Oh, what?
Jesse?
No, the Walter Jr.
Oh.
He was in it. And then a bunch of other people. And then I found out the movie was Canadian. I was like, that explains a lot. It was okay. It was
Canada.
The Oak Room. It was the most recent thing I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Starfield ate up a lot of my time once that came out.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, well, if that's it from you, I'm trying to think if there's any. Oh, you know what? I'll start off with the movie. Just because I kind of put it on, like, I was just gonna try to fall asleep to it, but I got really into it. The Tetris movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty dang good, guys. I highly suggest it. You can kind of you can kind of tell where the embellishments are. But there's other parts where you just don't know like how far they took it away from the actual material, because of like the time frame that it's in, it's totally set like in a time where all the stuff with the USSR deteriorating and whatnot, like, and all that corruption, you can see that the craziness about the movie might be more real than not. So yeah, it makes it super, super interesting. The car chasing is as ridiculous as everyone has warned you about.
I haven't heard about this car section. What is
it's
so
just
ridiculous?
it doesn't need to be there. It's it's just silly. And then like they decide that they are going to like pixelate the cars sometimes, like when they hit other cars. I don't know why, but it's fun. It's super ridiculous. I loved it. 100% worth it. Go watch it. Other than that, playing more Breath of the Wild. I have all but 3 areas mapped out. And I've done most of the memories at this point as well. So yeah, maybe soon I'll be continuing on with the main story and doing some more shrines to get my hearts up. But currently, I am just taking it kind of easy with that. Just exploring around and seeing. It was really cool when I got to the Zora place, seeing all the shit that happened there and the changes. I really love how they changed the landscape. I know I said this last time, but it gets better every time. So yeah, it's a really nice touch the way it becomes like some areas are just not completely different, but like there's a lot more to it. Like Tari Town, that was really cool seeing that there's like a whole new edition, and I didn't even go and talk to them yet. I'm gonna save that for later, but yeah, that was pretty nifty.
That's cool.
Starfield, talked about that. I haven't touched any more of Pikmin, so yeah, I think that's been it. I played a little bit of Faster Than Light. I've been trying to play it on normal because I got easy down, guys. That's not a problem anymore. But normal is really fucking hard. That game is just ridiculous. I made it to the end once out of the 3 times that I played. And I just got wrecked pretty much right off the bat. I was pretty sure I was going to die. So it's like I already feel like I have to have a perfect run just to get to the end on normal. I would like to play it on hard one day, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. That game is intense.
The game is really hard.
Yeah. But it is super fun, so I'm gonna keep trying.
Hey, as long as you're having fun,
right?
Might as well keep trying, right?
Yeah. But yeah, that's it from me. Yeah, I haven't got anything else that I've been. Shall we move on to the news?
Sure.
That's backwards.
I have seen news.
Have you?
Mm-hmm. I've heard of that.
It happens from time to time. From what I hear.
Okay.
Who wants to go first on this one?
Well, I mean, I don't really have any news.
I'll
go first. I have no news.
Okay, I'll go second. My birthday is in like 3 weeks.
Good news, everyone.
Hey, that is good news.
That's it. That's all I got.
We'll do a countdown every week.
Okay.
So the first bit of news that I have is actually that SAG is looking to take their strike against video game companies. So we'll see if that happens, but yeah, from IGN, there's reports that SAG is looking to get better rates for their actors when it comes to the work that they do for video games, which I don't think that's a bad idea, especially with the way some of these video game companies are definitely taking advantage of their workers. So
there's a lot more than just pay when it comes. There's one thing to remember when it comes to these strikes is that it's more than just like pay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Yeah. A lot of it also has to do with like, especially with AI.
Yeah.
Becoming such a thing.
Mm-hmm,
a lot of the SAG-AFTRA and writers are striking to be able to prevent that from going wrong.
Yeah.
And of course, the vote does only go to include like major publishers. This isn't for like Epic or like for indie takes or anything. So no one's gonna be.
Oh
like,
yeah, no.
If you see a voice actor happen to be on an indie game, if this goes through, then they're not scabbing it. They're just not one of the companies that this strike is against.
Yeah. By note, they have pointed out companies like Activision, EA, Insomniac, Epic, WB.
Your big ones, your big major video game.
Yeah. Those are what they're interested in. Their current contract ends on November 7th. Or sorry, it did end on November 7th of last year. So, it looks like it's actually extended out until Ashley's birthday. So once Ashley's birthday comes up, then a decision has to be made. So we'll see.
Is that my birthday present? I get to decide.
We can see what we'll do.
Okay.
It seems to kind of be buried in the news of Skyrim.
You mean Starfield?
Or yes, yeah, Starfield.
Skyrim in space.
Starrim.
Starrim.
To be buried in the news of Starrim.
I don't like that.
Embracer Group is shutting down Volition Studios.
Oh, that's right. I heard about that. I totally forgot to add that in.
Volitions are the ones who are responsible for the latest Saints Row
Mm-hmm.
reboot, which did not do well. Apparently, they've had a number of updates to help try and improve the game. And apparently it did get a little bit better, but it does seem Volition is being shut down. Volition says this past June, Embracer Group announced a restructuring program to strengthen Embracer and maintain its position as a leader in video game industry. As part of that program, they evaluated strategic and operational goals and made the difficult decision to close Volition effective immediately. The statement does continue to help our team. We are working to provide job assistance and help smooth the transition for our Volition family members. We are thankful for our customers, fans around the world, support for all the years. All that. You'll always be in our hearts, all that good stuff from there.
Yeah. They made some good games. I mean, they made some duds too, but they made some good games.
Yeah, I think it's kind of typical, and it's not like something necessarily against Embracer themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it's funny that they kind of waited to report any of this until like Starfield released, and that was going to be most of the news cycle.
Yeah.
So a little shady, but hey,
what are you gonna do?
That's true. I do remember hearing about that and then immediately forgetting about it because I was playing Starfield.
Right.
Yeah, it was literally like the day that Starfield came out was the day that got announced.
Mm-hmm.
Or the day that Starfield was available to play for early access. This news came out.
Yeah. In nicer news, Game Center CX, also known as Retro Game Challenge here in the States, the Japanese games are being ported to the Switch in Japan. No word on if it's coming to the US, but those were really good games.
Yeah, those were pretty fun.
And if they do re-release them onto the Switch, I will have to eat them up.
Yeah, I got something.
I mean,
else
you could just get them. You don't have to eat them.
I got something else you might.
They might taste bad with the label.
Theater Rhythm, Final Bar Line. is receiving 11 new songs this November.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
And Final
so much
Fantasy
DLC for
16.
that game.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 16 pack is coming out this November. That's been a really, really popular rhythm game.
Oh yeah. It's I mean, I haven't played the new one. I was gonna pick it up, but I'm still a little torn on it.
I have it. I don't enjoy it as much as on the 3DS, but it's still fun.
Mm-hmm. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the 3DS game, where does it fall on the fun line?
Probably like an 8 still.
Oh, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, like it's not bad to play. It just I prefer having the stylus and like
Yeah.
I guess it being like more interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stylus really made that game. It's kind of disappointing that they don't, because isn't it like that's a touchscreen?
Right.
Yeah, the Switch has a touchscreen. You
Yeah.
could do that. They just
That's
or
very
even do like
confusing.
motion.
Yeah,
Right?
That's very confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they just took the easy way out on this one. I don't know. I'm hoping that some sort of update does come out to add that in, because that was like the number one complaint of that game. It was like, why can't I use a touchscreen? But what else? So we have Kairosoft. They are coming to the Xbox with 5 of their games, including Game Dev Story, which is one of my favorite games of all time.
Game Dev Story is really good.
Yeah, I actually never
I
checked out
actually
any of
have
their...
a game. I bought a game hoping that it was anywhere similar to that Mad Games Tycoon
Mm-hmm.
2.
2.
All because I really wanted to have that like near same experience of releasing games and stuff.
Yeah.
And this does pretty good at it. With adding like building your studio out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I miss Game Dev Story.
Yeah, I actually loaded it up onto my phone not too long ago, and it's just as great as it ever was.
What was the other one? The Hero one was really fun too.
I never actually played any of their other games, so I might...
Where you ran like the adventuring town.
Yeah.
That one was super fun.
You know what? Let me see here. So the 5 games that are coming, they are Dungeon Village.
That was it.
Yeah.
I think that was it.
Hot Springs Story. Yes, you are in charge of a hot spring hotel.
Yeah.
Finally.
Me?
Station Manager. Or a train station? Yeah, train station. Dreamhouse Days DX. It's an apartment management simulation game.
Jeez.
I already have apartment life. I don't need more.
Right?
Some hothouse management.
Like what was that other game that came out? What was it? Like Tiny
Tower?
Tiny Tower, that's right. I wonder if it's like that. I mean, it doesn't look anything like that, but I wonder if it's similar.
Tiny Tower was fun.
Yeah.
Or Tiny Death Star if you had the Star Wars one.
Oh, that's
which
right.
Was even better.
That was really good. So yeah. Those are coming to an Xbox near you.
I think Ashley played it. Ashley, you play Stray?
Oh yes, I heard about this.
I did. I didn't beat it.
Okay. Well, Annapurna is hoping to make an animated film because they started up an animation studio a while back. Annapurna
I would
Animations.
Definitely watch it.
So they're bringing that to be an animated film. It'll be the first and greatest hope punk movie that's ever been made, according to Robert. I'm gonna say this wrong. Beard.
Who's in touch?
But
That
that's
game
cool.
was so good though.
That
What?
shit was really cute, and like I didn't play too much of it, but the story it had going on was really like pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was super interesting. Yeah, I didn't beat it either, but this might actually inspire me to go back and play it.
Yeah. I look forward to that. No news
Yep.
on like a release date or anything. But
Yeah.
it is
Yeah, they just announced that it looks like they're adapting that story, right?
yeah, it's pretty much the story. I don't think it's any like sequel or anything. I think it's just to release that story and a movie and animated.
Which I think is cool. I mean, it's a story that I don't think needs to be a video game, so.
No, I mean Annapurna's a lot of their games could be just animations, animated movies, and it would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I played one of their other ones where you were like a kid with a guitar, and you had to you played your guitar throughout the level. It was basically you just run forward and you keep strumming your guitar. There's nothing really too difficult. Some slight platforming, but it was all into like become a musical yod. Basically, it was a crazy trippy game. But it could have just been an animation without there ever being any game. I like Annapurna enough though, but they are definitely more of the narrative games.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember if I talked about this last week. The making of Karateka.
I don't
remember.
Isn't that,
I don't know what that is.
Isn't that like Japanese fried chicken?
Close. Not at all.
It is kind of close.
It is pretty close.
That's karage.
No, so this was from the creator of Prince of Persia, before Prince of Persia, which, I mean, I loved Prince of Persia, the original, back in the day. But I actually think that I played more of Karateka just because they had it at my school. So it was a super difficult game. I don't know if it is actually that difficult, but it felt super difficult. So there's a game now that's the making of Karateka. It comes with like a redesigned version of the game. I don't think they really messed around too much with controls or, content, but I think it's all visual. But it also includes a making of, like, featurette, basically, for it. And apparently it's really great, but it's only available on consoles. Unfortunately, you can't get it on PC. So I'm hoping that does eventually come to PC in some way, shape, or form. Because it's
it's coming. I mean, there's good reason to believe it will, because everything seems to just come to the PC at some point. Final Fantasy 16 is coming to PC.
Oh yeah. I did hear about that.
I thought you were going to say Bloodborne is coming to PC.
No, I would probably rebuy it if it did, honestly, because it is my favorite Dark Souls game.
Yeah, might as well.
I just like that Bloodborne world, very eldritch.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more piece of news, I guess.
Yeah, I got one more too.
Maybe it's the same. Let's see.
Right.
Vampire the Masquerade.
Not the same.
Bloodlines 2.
Oh, is that a game ever going to actually come out?
It has reawoken from a long slumber. Now being headed with a new studio, a new release window is coming in tow. Over the weekend, Paradox Interactive confirmed that Bloodlines 2 development is in the hands of the Chinese room, with a release window of the fall of 2024. That's been quite a while and quite the hectic development for Bloodlines 2. if you've ever followed it. I kind of was for a while because I was pretty stoked for it.
I knew they were having some problems.
Yeah, after all the problems that I was hearing, it kind of became different. After like delays, departures of its leads, eventually Paradox removed Hardsuit Labs and gave it to the Chinese room. The Chinese room is responsible for games, a lot of narrative games like the new Amnesia, or not, I guess not the newest one because Bunker just came out. But the Machine for Pigs, as well as Everybody's Gone to Rapture, another pretty narrative game.
I've played that game.
Yeah. That's that one there. You're in that house, right? Exploring what happened to that family.
I mean, that's part of it. It's a walking sim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That seems to be what they're best known for is narrative adventures. Although the lead for it, Sean Gurney, creative director Alex Skidmore, sorry. And the vice president of World of Darkness, Sean Gurney. They all talked about it to someone.
To someone?
We all read it.
I would credit it, but I don't see the accreditation on here. Anyways, yeah, they said that Skidmore brings in some experience. He was a lead designer for Gears Tactics and worked on the Fable series for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. It was supposed to see new gameplay reveal and stuff this January.
I have important news.
Uh-oh.
I just found a camel.
Nice.
Oh, very good. Don't let it spit on you.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how to tame it.
Do you need a
I don't know
saddle?
if you can tame the camels.
Now he's just trying to walk into the ocean, and I'm scared.
But if you get like the lead, you can put a lead on him, even if he's not tamed.
Okay, mark some llamas. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Llama marking time. Go.
Oh, that was all the news I had, though.
Yeah. So the last bit that I have is Starfield mod to enable DLSS 3 for NVIDIA graphics cards because it doesn't have that natively because it was made in partnership with AMD. So yeah, somebody made a mod that added DLSS 2 support. But they also came out with a version of the mod that you would have to pay for to get DLSS 3 working. And it's kind of been a bit controversial on some places on the internet, known as Reddit, where the idea of paying for a mod, I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I think, like, on the one hand, somebody taking the time to build something to enhance something that they love, like, yeah, like, if you want to make some money off of that, do it. On the other hand,
it feels kind of scummy.
well, it's not so much that it feels scummy. Like, I don't know what it is. There's just something odd about it, you know? It just doesn't feel like it sits quite right.
I mean, to be fair on him, paid mods have been a thing for a while.
Yeah.
That's not like an unusual or new thing to come.
No, but it is for like a mod for a Bethesda game.
Well, not even.
No, because
mods that have been paid for.
Yeah, they even had the store for Skyrim, where some of the mods on there that you can get on console you had to pay for.
Oh yeah, they had that for Fallout 4 as well.
Yeah, they had the Creation Club, and they're going to be doing it with Starfield. They already pretty much confirmed that.
Yeah,
Ew.
and I think
I don't think there's
Very
nothing
much.
too entirely wrong with that. I'm actually more concerned about the modders on that front. I think they're getting scammed from Bethesda on that front. I feel those modders could go on their own and probably make more, but
yeah, but therein is a problem because it's like if you're modding a game, you know, again, I don't think that that's something that you shouldn't be compensated for, but how much should you be compensated for if it's making off of something that a lot more work went into?
well, I think it depends because there's certain ones that I'd be more than happy to pay for. One that comes to mind right off the bat is Fallout New California, which is a whole basically another game made with the Fallout 4 like groundwork.
Yeah.
But it's a whole new game, like whole new areas, whole new weapons. Like the people who worked on that's a group of modders. You know, that's a team of modders coming together to create that.
Mm-hmm.
And I say in circumstances, especially with that, like I don't see there's anything wrong with asking money for that.
No. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with
Your time
asking
should
for
be
money.
valuable. Like your time should be valuable to you.
But the question here is how much is it worth for, like, should you have to pay Bethesda any of that money, considering you wouldn't even be able to create the mod without them making the game to begin with, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Bethesda's treatment of some of the modders has been interesting. Sometimes it goes like very wrong where they're not like happy with them, and other times like one of the big modders got hired on to help with Starfield. And the
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and like helping with like scripting and stuff like that to make it run smoother because he did that with all of their games. So sometimes modding turns into actually working. So I think on that subject too, like I don't know, like I don't think there's anything personally. I don't think there's anything wrong with any modder trying to get some money out of it. I think it's a little bit more weird to have Bethesda try and get their money on it through like Creation Club because you know they take a part of that.
Yeah, I don't it because here's the thing, all right, you know, depending on what I did, like if I created a game that somebody made a mod for that they wanted to make some money off of, like personally I would feel like, hey, why don't I get a little bit of that kickback to maybe also work with, you know, modders to maybe make a bigger and better experience. I mean,
Well, I mean,
and I'm not saying that that's what, you know, Bethesda's planning to do.
And I think
but
like I think that point with like them hiring that one modder, and that's not the first time they've ever done that either. They've done it numerous times by hiring modders, but like I think that's kind of like a step in that way. I get what you're kind of coming from, like, but they released the game as is. Skyrim or Bethesda themselves have always been open to modders, like, and they welcome that community. So I think they also kind of bring that on themselves and have opened it up and basically said, hey, look, this is the game we put out. If you create something from here, it's yours.
Yeah.
Creation Club was kind of a big point on trying to get some of that to developers, I'm sure. And it makes it easier for like some of the modders to be seen. It reduces the like, or your visibility, right? Like that's a big thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Or increases your visibility.
But I mean, either way, I think if you spend some time doing this, if you feel like you should get money for it, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, I feel like, if that's the compensation that you want, then go for it. I guess like people have already been able to pirate it, which is even more controversial on top of that. But
Always is.
yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if DLSS3 support is actually going to be natively added into the game. It would be cool to see that, but unfortunately that's not typically what would happen in these sorts of situations. So I think one way or another a mod is going to come out that will have DLSS3 support for free. So
I mean,
it's just
I'm
a matter
sure
of
it's-
time.
Yeah, like I think part of it is also the person taking advantage, which is the kind of like shady, kind of sleazy part of it. You're taking advantage of something that's currently an issue
Yeah.
for
Right.
for people. Like some people can't play it without that. Like
Mhm,
their
mhm.
systems just aren't good enough to handle it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So that's the sleaziness I see from asking any money from it. But
That's fair. I don't disagree.
anything else?
Nope, that's all that I got. I didn't have any more deals that came up. So yeah, deals wise, it's kind of a slow week.
If you're into tabletop RPGs, there's a humble bundle with some cool tabletop RPG books for like $25.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're all PDFs, but
yeah.
that's the coolest thing I saw.
Yeah, go check it out. How's your
How's Kurt?
how's Kurt?
Well,
Yeah.
I think he looks fairly decent.
Naming him Snake. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna name him Snake. I think he looks all
what
right.
traits did
He
you
needs an eye
pick?
patch. I did Neon Street Rat to have some crime. I went with a bit of a Spike background from Cowboy Bebop. So what did I end up choosing? I have Spaced, so a better in space. Neon Street Rat and Introvert, I believe. The other one I took.
Fair enough. I took Adoring Fan or whatever it is it's called.
I also took a Dorian fan.
And
I did a bounty hunter background. My background's a bounty hunter.
Nice.
I kind of like the Dorian fan. They just talk about how great I am constantly.
Right, I know. It's pretty great dialogue. When it said that it's long-winded though, it's fucking long-winded. There's times where I wanted to escape and it's like, nope, you can't. You gotta listen to everything that he says. Well, sweet. Yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up here. So you can catch us at classicgamerbrain.com. Of course, we're here on the YouTubes every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Yeah, you can also download the podcast, which I think I'll finally have the video feed running by the end of this week. So you'll be able to get that on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, your favorite podcast catcher. Is that what they're called?
Wherever you get your favorite podcast.
Yeah. We're all over. I think they're all working. I had a problem with Spotify, but apparently they just messed up the account, so got that sorted out though, so we should be all good. Otherwise, yeah. Thank you everyone for joining me, and we will catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. How do I stop
Bunch
this
of
thing?
nerds.
You sleep.